All right, quick video on a pretty cool product. This product does exactly what it says it will do. Unfortunately, it just doesn't work with everything I need it to work with. But the product itself does exactly what it says it's going to do. What you're looking at here is the UtechSmart model DK0104. This is an 18-in-1 USB-C docking station. Now, I've not counted if it's truly 18, but if they say it is, it should be. But that is the model right there. I wanted to do this review because I saw a couple videos that said review. No, it's a 1.5-minute commercial. And come on, that's not a review. That's a commercial about it. What's in the box? Box comes in. Unit's going to be packed in. There's going to be in some plastic that's going to come out. Pretty well protected foam. This box right here is going to have some very quality cables. Now, these cables are important to you. As you can see, they're not joking around about the cables they give you. These are really, really nice cables. I got to return this device, and I'd almost like to keep this one, but I'm not. There's a second cable in there. This is for a MacBook. Somehow MacBooks can do more monitors, I guess, than what I can do out of my laptops I have here. But they've got you covered. They've got you covered with that one right there. It's going to take two USB-Cs to two USB-Cs, and they will plug into the back of this device, and I'll show you that later. They're also going to cover you if you're an IBM guy. Most people don't realize if you're not using MacBook, you're probably using an IBM computer style, let's say, back in the 80s. Sorry, show them age. But they give you a USB to USB-C cable. They're also going to give you instructions. You may want to read those. This is a pretty new device. Not a lot of people's got experience with it. Not a lot of knowledge out there for people reviewing it yet. You may want to read that. If you don't get the device working, unlike most overseas, saying that politically correct, devices don't give you any way to contact them. They do. First page right there says, hey, you got trouble, give us a call. Not a call, but give us an email. If we can't get it running, the very last line there, if it comes into focus, says if you don't get it running, return the thing. We'll give you a $10 Amazon card for giving it a try. Now, these instructions are very important because it tells you about host 1, host 2. When I first got this, I look at these instructions like everybody else does and go, yep, file those away. Not going to read them. Glad I did, though. This device right here, it's got two, make sure I've got it on the right side. It's got two things on it that's going to be important. Let's see if I can prop this thing up, get me a little more flexibility here. It's got two areas of concern that you're going to be looking at. Instead of my ugly fingers, we'll use a pen. You're going to see that as host 1. Host 1, USB host 1, plugs in here, plugs in your computer. It only drives HDMI 1. Host 1, HDMI 1. It will not drive these other two HDMI outputs. That's what those instructions told me. Glad I read those instructions because I kept plugging my laptop into host 1 and I could only get video out of that output on the HDMI. I'm like, oh, unit's broke, won't work, blah, whatever. Redid the video. So, if you take a USB-C to host 2, and I'm talking about a Windows-style based computer, host 2, USB, plug it into your computer, only if it has a USB-C cable. If it has one of those, forget it, it's not going to work. Then you can get two monitor outputs on this. Now that's pretty key because not a lot of laptops have the ability to hook up dual monitors. Some have only gone to an HDMI cable or a connector and you don't have any other ability to do anything. Some of my older laptops have this HDMI. They may have a display mini port or they may have a VGA, so I can pull off 3 monitors. Laptop being 1, HDMI being 2nd, VGA or display mini being the 3rd. I can do that without this device if that's all you want to do. So it's key and it's important. Now, remember, we were talking Windows or Apple before. I'm going to lose my little thing here. Remember, that's got 2 plugs. Guess what? Those plugs right there are identical. So that's how you're going to plug in host 1 and host 2 to an Apple machine and give you 4 monitors. Apparently Apple can drive 4 monitors. It doesn't mean that your laptop can't drive 4 monitors. My laptop cannot, and it explains that in the instructions that I read. And it says certain onboard Intel cards can only do 3 monitors, cannot do 4. So when I hook it up, that's why I don't see that, and you'll see that later in the video, and I'll explain that and go through it with you. So this device is really, really cool because it gives you the ability to run 3 monitors if your laptop supports it, or your Apple device supports it. An older VGA, if you had, for whatever reason you need to use a VGA and you don't have it, you do now. Some computers are starting to get rid of this Ethernet port here, this RJ45 connector. This gives it back to you, allows you to hardwire your device. I run my laptop here in my home office hardwired through for my work because I do a lot of video presentations, and I want the fastest speed I can get. If your laptop or your tablet doesn't have that, you do now. This is power. This is important. I had it hooked up backwards originally, but this is power. That's where you want to plug in the power. You do not get a brick for this. Big deal, get over it. Everybody's got 1,000,001 bricks. So that's where your power goes. Then you've got your USB 2.0. Sorry, I had to move up and read that, so 2.0. Keep in mind, those are slower ports for you. This is where, since it's going to be the back of your device, you're not going to look at it. You would plug in, say, a USB mouse, USB keyboard if you're still using that, catch up to the 2020s, or a dongle if you're using a wireless device that requires a dongle, put that back there. On my Surface Pro, I have the wireless dongle for the mouse and keyboard, and I'm still old school and I run my printer off of a USB port because I get tired of wireless just not working. It has its own issues. We're not going to go into that. So that's the back of the unit. It gives you a lot of ability. Let's move around to the front side. This is where the magic happens. Don't plug power into there. It will still light up this power, but that could adversely affect this product. That's not power. That gives you USB-C. So say that you have a Surface Pro 6 like I do, and it does not have a USB-C connector on it. By connecting this in there, I can get USB-C now. I can also get SD micros, and I think it's just SD card they call it. So many formats I forget. And 3 USB 3 ports on it. So this has got 5 USB ports, USB-C port if you need it, aux to drive your speakers, your headphones, whatever you want to do. I got external speakers, I still use those, and your SD connectors. What is really cool about this device is you open up this little magic door, and it opens up, door comes off, set it aside. Now you can run, I believe they call it an M2 NAND drive. I could be wrong on my names. Folks, I've been doing this crap since Commodore 64 days. I've forgotten more about computers than most people remember, so I may not know all the names. Bear with me. But basically a solid state disk can go in there, and that will give you an expansion of up to 2 terabytes of storage with this device here. Now, you put in 2 terabytes of storage, you've increased your USB connectors. You now have a USB-C connector where you may not have had one before. You may have, you may have a VGA connector that you didn't have before. But this thing right here is pretty cool. It's worth the money if it works for you. Now you'll see in my review, second half of this video, why it didn't work for me and some of the pitfalls of it. And it's not this device. It's either the technology you're trying to plug into it, not supporting it, the laptop maybe not having the ability to drive this many monitors, but this device seems pretty solid. I believe it to be plastic, maybe metal, don't know, but it is a very, very quality device. They did not skimp on this. They weren't trying to cheat you out of it. It's not a cheap overseas product that's gonna die on you. So in my opinion, I think this is much better than a small USB hub. I've got those as well. That gives me these connectors, all of that. So pretty cool device. Take it for what it is. If you want it, it's about 135 bucks on eBay, and it may open a world of abilities that you did not have, that you need, or things like that. So good luck. Check out the last part of the video for how I plugged it, tested it, all of that, and hopefully gave people an honest review of honest opinion on how it works, how it could work for them, what the pitfalls could be, and or whether or not they should even buy this product ahead of time before they're like me. Now I got to pack it all up, make it look pretty again, get a hold of Amazon, get a tracking number, and send this thing back out, because it just won't work for the application I want. Again, not this device. It's how that Surface Pro 6 operates that just is not compatible with this device. So good luck. Any questions, feedback, please leave them in the comments. If you watch the latter part, you figure some things out that I don't address or have a better way of doing something, please put it in the comments. That's what these videos are for, to help others make wise, informed decisions. Thank you for watching. All right, if you're snoring in the background, that's my dog. I'd love to have his life for a week. I did want to review this 1/3 section of it, because I wanted to give this product as fair of a review for everyone that I could. On page 4, it shows the different types of devices. Try to get out of the glare there. One of them, more importantly, being a mobile phone. Now, I connected this up to my Note 10 Plus that has the latest UI, has the latest Android, and I could not get any video out. I could not get any of the little peripheral devices like the SD cards, USB, and stuff like that to work. So, in my opinion, right now, until someone tells me different or has different success than I do, I don't think that this device will be the end-all for phone and being able to drive multiple monitors and things like it. But phones really weren't designed to do that. If you're going to do that with this device, since it's a Samsung device, you'd be running DeX for that. But I just wanted to give a thorough review to allow people to see as much as they could about this device to make a good, well-informed decision before they go pay money for it, and then see that it doesn't work and then it has to be returned. I'm not a fan of that. I think a lot of people review products and then return products. I don't do that. The stuff that I review is that I'm going to keep, and or if it just doesn't work, then I have to return it. I have to return it. But I was really hoping this would work for me. But unfortunately, it doesn't with the laptop. Surface Pro doesn't work like it should. And it kind of works for the newer version laptop, as I shown, and definitely not the phone. So